Hi, boys and girls. We're on chapter 20. There are 7 chapters left. I'm hoping to finish 2 a day, so before you leave for your vacation, you will have recordings of all of Sefer Shmuel. The drama between Shaul, David, and Jonathan is only increasing. Shaul is scheming even more elaborate schemes, and David and Jonathan manage to outsmarten him, but the anger grows. In the meanwhile, we discover some customs of how Rosh Chodesh used to be celebrated in the time of the monarchy in Israel, and those that did their work on their essay on Rosh Chodesh will remember this passage. Vayivrach David Menayot. And David runs to Menayot in Ramah. Vayavo vayomer lifnei Yonatan. And David says to Jonathan, Me'asiti, me'avoni, me'chatati, what did I do? What's my sin? What did I do to your dad? Mevakeshet nafshi, he wants to kill me. Vayomer lo, and Jonathan says, God forbid, you will not die. My father is not going to do anything big or small without telling me. Velo yigale et ozni, umadua yastira v'mimeni, and why would my father keep it from me, that he has something up his sleeve against you? Vayishava o David vayomer, and David swears. Yadoa yada avicha, your father knows, Jonathan. You think it's all secret? Your father knows that we like each other. Vayomer al yeda zot Yonatan peni hatzev, and he says, Jonathan shouldn't know this. That's why you don't know, because your father knows that you would be mad, that he wants to harm me. Ve'ulai chai Adonai v'chei nafshecha, as long as God is alive, Fesa beini uvena mavet, I am one step from death. Vayomer Yonatan el David, and Yonatan says to David, Ma tomar nafshecha ve'eselach. David, whatever you say, I will do for you. Vayomer David el Yonatan. And now a beautiful story about Rosh Chodesh that I want you to keep track of as a side story to the event. So there's a side plot. Okay, perfect television series. Vayomer hine hachodesh machar. Tomorrow it's Rosh Chodesh. Ve'anochi yashov eshev im hamelech le'echol. And I'm supposed to be sitting at the king's table for his Rosh Chodesh festival. So we discovered that there used to be a Rosh Chodesh festival meal at the king for all his royal officers. Venistarti basadeh ad ha'erev hashlishit. And you will send me away, and I'll hide in the field to the 3rd night. Namely, the first 2 nights are Rosh Chodesh. Im pakodiv kedeini avicha, if your father realizes that I am absent from the Rosh Chodesh festival, va'amarta, and you will tell him, nishol nishal mimeni David, David was borrowed, he asked me permission. Larutz Beit Lechem, to go to his city in Beit Lechem, ki zeva chayamim sham lekol hamishpacha. There is also a family festival on Rosh Chodesh. Im ko yomar tov, shalom leavdecha. If he says, okay, then you know that you're at peace and you don't have to be scared. Ve'im charo yecherelo. And if you see that he is livid, he is fuming, that you're not there, da ki kalta hara'a mimenu. So you'll know that you are in deep doo-doo. Ve'asita chesed im avdecha, and you will do kindness. Ve'im yesh bi avon hamiteini, and if I did something wrong, kill me, but please. Why? Why does your father want my life? Vayomer Yonatan Chalila lach, God forbid, you're exaggerating. Ki im yado ha'eda, ki kalta hara'a me'im avi lavo alecha. And if I know that my father is no longer angry, agid lach, for sure I'll tell you. Vayomer David el Yonatan, ma yagid li? And David says to Jonathan, what are you going to tell me? Mayancha avicha kasha. Your father will answer you harshly. Vayomer Yonatan el David, lecha v'netzeh sadeh. Okay, Jonathan tells David, let's go out to the field and we're going to have a trick. We're going to have a signal. Vayomer Yonatan el David, Adonai Elohei Israel ki echkor et avi. I promise I'll check with my father. I will investigate him today, tomorrow, the third night. Veloaz eshlach elecha v'gilita et oznecha, and I will send you messengers to somehow let you know what's cooking with my father. Ko yaseh Adonai liYonatan v'cho Yosif. This is how God should be good to us. Ki etev elavi et hara'a alecha. My father is only going to have good things in mind, and I will tell you, and I'll send you away, and you will be able to leave in peace, and you will know that my father is okay. V'lo tachrit et chazdecha me'im beiti ad olam, and you're not going to prevent kindness between your family and mine forever, because God is with us. Vayichrot Yonatanim Beit David, and Jonathan and the house of David made a treaty, and God was going to be part of that treaty to protect David. Vayosef Yonatan lehashbia et David be'ava, and Jonathan continued to make David swear because he loved him. Vayomer lo Yonatan machar chodesh, and Jonathan says to David, tomorrood is Rosh Chodesh, and you will be absent because your seat will be vacant. V'shilashta tered me'od, for 3 days you won't be there, and you will come on the place where you used to hide on a work day. Hint, on Rosh Chodesh there was no work. V'yashavta etzel ha'even ha'azel, and you will stand next to that stone, you will hide behind the stone. And I will go with my weapon carrier. Ve'ani shloshet hachitzim tzida or'eh. I will shoot 3 arrows towards the target. Vehine eshlach et anar, and I will send my weapon carrier to find the arrows for me. And if I tell the weapon carrier, hine achitzim imcha vahena, if the arrows are close to me, that's a sign that you could come close, that everything is okay at home, and you could come close, you could come back home and not worry about my father. But if I tell the boy, the arrows are far away, it's a sign for you to go far away. And that's the promise we made to each other forever. David hid in the field. Rosh Chodesh came. The king came to the festival, El Halechem Le'echol. The king sat at his usual seat, like every day, by the wall, and Jonathan stands up, and Abner, the military general, was on one side, and who is missing? David. Ta-da-da-da! Suspense. V'lo diber Shaul me'uma bayom hahu, and Shaul was seething mad, but he didn't say a single word. He says, all right, just a coincidence, maybe there's nothing to it. Vayhi mimachorat hachodesh, on the 2nd day of Rosh Chodesh, again David's seat was empty. Vayomer Shaul el Yonatan beno, and Shaul turns to Jonathan, and he says, why did the son of Yishai, David, not come yesterday or today? And Jonathan pretends to lie to his father, and he says, He asked me permission to go to the family festival in Bethlehem with his own family. Vayomer shalcheni na ki zevach mishpacha lanu ba'ir. And he says, please let me go. We have a family sacrifice in the city. Vehu tziva li achi ve'ata im matzati chen beinecha im altana ve'eret achai. So he says, okay, if you let me, I will go and see my family. And therefore he didn't come. No big deal, Dad. Vayicharav Shaul beYonatan. And Saul is livid at Jonathan. And he says to him, you son of a straying woman, like saying to somebody, son of a bitch. Okay, to your own son. Halo yadati ki bocherata, I knew that you favored David over me and your mother. Ki kol hayamim asher ben Yishai chai ala adama, in all the days that David is alive, you and your monarchy will not exist, because he will come to be king, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna get him. Vayan Yonatan et Shaul, and Jonathan told Saul his father, Lama yamut me'asa, why would he die? What did he do? Saul was so upset he couldn't contain himself. He took a spear and shot it. Vayeda Yonatan ki kalahi mi aviv lamita David. So now Jonathan knew for sure that he wants to kill David. Now he went out to the field and he was shooting the arrows, and he tells the boy, find the arrow. And he shot the arrows further away, and when he came to the middle, he says to him, no, go further, signal to David, get lost, otherwise you will be made one head shorter, my father will never forgive you. So Vayikra Yonatan acharei anar me'era chusha al tamor, and he says, no, don't take your time, just go quickly, go towards the arrows. The boy didn't know what the hell was happening. What's all the excitement? Go close to the arrows, far from the arrows, hurry to the arrows. Yiten Adonai et kelav el hana'ar lech have'ayir. Go take everything to the city. Hana'ar ba, the weapon carrier, is coming. David kametz el hanegev, vayipol le'apav arza, and he bows down 3 times, and David and Jonathan hug each other 3 times. Vayomer Yonatan le David, and Jonathan says to David, Lech l'shalom, go in peace, because that's what we swore, that God is going to be between you and me, between your family and my family forever. One more scheme from Saul fails. David grows in popularity. The end of the chapter.